Okay, so for today's video, we're going to be looking at a potential pound CAD buying and selling opportunity. So you want to pay attention closely to this one because there could be a couple of opportunities here. So let me pull those charts up and show you what we see and what we're watching for to be able to take action on this pair. Okay, so here we are on the pound CAD currency pair on the 4-hour chart. A couple of things that we're looking at. You'll notice, let's start with the top-down analysis. We're in a monthly downtrend as we define it with our MACD3 system, and we're also in a weekly downtrend coming down from a daily weekly sell trade. Okay, and so the initial point of entry, similar to the Swiss video we made on March 25th, already came. So now we're looking for additional opportunities. The first of which would have been in this area. So this is the initial entry. Then this was a pullback, and now we're down at this area. Now this support area down near 5400, 5410 area you can see over here is pretty significant. If we go back to the daily chart, you'll see these swing lows here, 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 of course here. And what do you notice about these points? This is an inverse head and shoulders potentially, if it holds the area that we are at right now. Okay, so we've labeled that left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. So in the past, you'll notice that when it held up at the shoulder area, it did quite a bit of 4-hour rejection, multiple hours of 4-hour rejection. So you'll notice, for example, when this trade initiated up here, there was multiple 4-hour candles, 12 hours, 16 hours, 20, 24 hours of the 4-hour candle holding that level, all the while being in a monthly downtrend and a weekly downtrend, and then actually a day chart trade entry per our system. So the 4-hour gave multiple rejection candles in that area to set up that trade. Then it breaks down, pops up, another sell trade. So if it were to give multiple rejection candles in this area, let's say 12 hours from now, 16 hours from now, and it's a bunch of 4-hour rejection down in this region, similar to this fashion, or even similar to something like this, multiple 4-hour candles holding this low area, there could be a buying scenario back up toward this spot. Now, what do you notice about 5500 in the past? Well, when it rallied from this spot, it got to 5500 and it sold a bit, about 50 or 100 pips. This one was 50. If you notice here, it rallied to 5500 and it sold for about 80 pips. If you notice over here, it rallied to 5500, and then that must have been some sort of news announcement of some type that sold 250 pips. All the while, all this whole time, you've been in monthly and weekly and in some of these cases daily downtrends. So rallying up to sell back with the downtrend after a pullback. This was the same thing when it got to this area the first time, pulled back up and sold off around 5500. So there's a good chance that if we were to get all that multiple 4-hour rejection candle happening, there could be a short-lived buy, somewhere between maybe 50 to 100 pips profit potential on that. And then selling off would happen up around 5475 to 5500. Now the alternative bit that could happen to the sell side, so that's potential buy trade from right around 5400 up toward 5475 to 5500 area, give or take. Okay? And then the other thing that could happen is then the selling could kick in from up there again and come down for this type of a move, a 50 pip or an 80 pip type sell-off from that 5500 number. Now the third thing to pay attention to is this right here, this piece of history. If we break down below 5400 by probably 50 pips or so, it could easily rally back up toward 5375 to 5400 because there's sellers there and there's sellers here. It could easily rally back up and then initiate a sell trade that then takes you down toward this area. And that could be even a more significant trade than 50 or 80 pips. That could be 80 to 120 pips pretty easily based on what it did last time that happened. All right, so those are the three trading scenarios that we see on this pound Canadian. If the inverse head and shoulders holds up with 12, 16, 20 hours worth of 4-hour candles closing and holding lows in and around this region, then it could buy up, and then after that we'd look for a sell around 5,500 to 5,475. And then if that were to continue and follow this path, then if it breaks below 5,400, we would look for a break of probably 50 pips or so, and then a pullback to sell down toward this 5250 number. Essentially, it's 5246, but 5250 is close enough number down there, which on the day chart you can see would be retesting these lows. All right, so those are the three different trading scenarios that we see available on the pound CAD. Keep your eyes peeled and see if some of those things set up for you, and you get opportunities to trade those.